Hujambo, YouTube viewers, subscribers, back again with another video. For those of you who watch news, you'll know that North Korea launched another missile today. It was either today or yesterday, one or the other. But they launched a missile, still doing their missile testing. And they launched a missile up in the air. And it was confirmed that the missile reached 28 feet up in the sky. 2,800 feet, I'm sorry. 2,800 feet into the air. This missile that they doing tests on. And not only does North Korea experimenting with these missiles, it's giving the West bad vibes. It's giving the West bad vibes, and it's giving American allies that are within the region of North Korea bad vibes as well. Allies such as Japan, such as Guam, and other regions in that particular part of the world. A lot of people are beginning to get worried now. My thing is this right here, and once again, I always say these are my opinions. Please leave me some comments in the comment section. Tell me what you think. What are your opinions? What are your views about what's going on in North Korea and the world? I'd love to see it. I think, first of all, let me say this. Why is it that just something to think about? Why is it that it's okay for Western powers, i.e. America, Great Britain, European nations, why is it okay for them to possess nuclear weapons or weapons of mass destruction? That's all right. Nobody says shit about them having these things. That's okay. But when other nations of color seek to possess the same nuclear weapons, now all of a sudden it's a problem. It's an issue. I wonder why that is. Now, I'm being facetious here. I know what the answer is to that, and so do you, if you're being honest with yourself. Okay? Kim Jong-il is like, I'm not giving up my shit. I'm not. Probably saw what happened to Gaddafi once the West and the Western powers talked him out of giving up his nuclear weapons. And if you paid attention, what happened was they romanced Gaddafi in Libya. Briefly, they took Libya off the terrorist list. They eased up the sanctions on Libya. Now all of a sudden, Libya is cool. We could do business with Libya now all of a sudden. And, when those tariffs are lifted off of so-called terrorist nations, that provides more money for that particular country because they can import and export with Western powers, other Western nations. And Brother Gaddafi, God rest his soul, he probably did not see this coming. But that's exactly what they did. See, the thing we have to realize is the powers that be, they're playing chess. We're still on the checkerboard. And that's why they can get away with what they're getting away with. And Brother Gaddafi didn't see this. He didn't see this. That's why he got caught up. And as soon as he decided to disregard his nuclear program and nuclear ambitions, what happened? The West went in and took him out. Okay? Same thing with Saddam Hussein. Okay? But the difference between Saddam and Gaddafi, they went over there and they didn't find a firecracker over there, much less nuclear weapons. They knew that man didn't have any nuclear weapons. This was all by design. This was all about going over there and getting that oil. That's what that was about. That was about going over there and getting that oil. So it wasn't about no damn nuclear weapons or anything like that. So I'm going to assume, for all practical purposes, that Kim Jong-un, the dictator of North Korea, saw that and like, nope. First of all, you Western nations, particularly America, you can't be trusted. You've broken every treaty that you ever set up with anybody. Your word means absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing. You're always reneging. You know, you say one thing and then you go back and do something else. And so Kim Jong-il probably like, nope, that ain't going to happen. That ain't going to happen. Not with me. So he's not giving up his nuclear ambitions. But you know what though? All quiet is kept. I really think this is all script. This is all part of the master plan. This is all a game. That's what I think. This is all game. A lot of people think that we are in the end times right now because of so-called biblical prophecy. Okay? And a lot of these churchgoers and holy rollers, they think that just because they read certain passages in the Bible, they think that's where we're at now in the world. This is why all these issues and all this drama is going on in the world, because the Bible said this was going to happen. The Bible predicted it thousands of years ago. Okay? So it's just Bible prophecy being fulfilled. First of all, let me say this right here. You have to do your own due diligence and research, okay, as far as where the Bible really came from and who really wrote it. And I'm going to tell you something. If you do your own due diligence and your own research, you will find that the people who they say wrote the Bible, the people who they say wrote all these books in the Bible, didn't even exist, for one. And if they did, they ain't write one damn word in that Bible. But I can tell you who had a hand in it. The elite. The powers that be. They had elitists then, just like they do now. It's called bloodline. The same bloodlines that control the world today, yesterday, they control the world today. The same bloodline, the same elitists that control everything that happened way back when, they control everything that's happening in this current world right now. Okay? They're the ones that gave you this Bible, that wrote it. Okay? King James had commissioned Sir Francis Bacon, a.k.a. Shakespeare, to write the Bible. And not only that, he had 33, go figure, 33 Freemasons also had a hand in writing the Bible. Also, as far as this so-called New Testament goes, and go check this out. Go do your own homework, your own due diligence. A man by the name of Flavius Piso, P-I-S-O. Matter of fact, Google the Piso Papers. P-I-S-O, the Piso Papers. Google that and check that out. Flavius Piso, who was a Greco-Roman, and the Piso family are the ones that are responsible for your so-called New Testament. Check it out, okay? And all these people were part of the elite group, okay? And the elite, pretty much, when they constructed this book called the Bible, which the greatest book ever sold, the greatest lie ever told, they constructed it, they pretty much, kind of like, everything's fixed. Everything's fixed. Kind of like a heavyweight title fight, okay, where the champion takes a dive because he was told to take a dive. This is how it's going to go down. You are going to take a dive in the 6th round. You're going to fall. 2 minutes and 30 seconds into the 6th round. That's when your ass is going to fall. It's all pre-planned, already fixed. The same thing with a lot of the things that's going on in the world today. I know this is very difficult for most people to believe or to understand, but this is the type of world that we live in. These are the people that are controlling the events that's going on in the world today. And when they wrote this book called the Bible, they pretty much fixed it to where it is going to appear 1,000 years down the road. Actually, the Bible is no more than between 2,000 and 3,000 years old. Okay, so if that old. Okay, some people say it's no older than 1611, the year 1611. So, I mean, it depends. But we know it's not that old at all. Okay, it's not that old at all. And so they wrote it to where it will appear for the future that these biblical stories will come to pass. Case in point, let's go to 3 Peter. Let's start at verse 10, and let's work our way down to verse 13. Once again, that's 2 Peter. The chapter is 3, verse 10 through 13, and it reads as follows. It says, "Yet Jehovah's day will come as a thief, in which the heavens..." And also, by the way, I'm sorry. I'm reading from the New World Translation of the Holy Scriptures. That's another thing. There's so many different versions of the Bible, you don't know which is which. But at any rate, let me restart. 2 Peter chapter 3, verses 10 through 13. It says, "Yet Jehovah's day will come as a thief, in which the heavens will pass away with a hissing noise, but the elements, being intensely hot, will be dissolved, and earth and the works in it will be discovered. Since all these things are thus to be dissolved, what sort of persons ought you to be in holy acts of conduct and deeds of godly devotion, awaiting and keeping close in mind the presence of the day of Jehovah, through which the heavens, being on fire, will dissolve, and the elements, being intensely hot, will melt. But earth will be awaiting according to his promise, and in these righteousness is to dwell." And that was, once again, 2 Peter chapter 3, verses 10 through 13. Sounds like nuclear warfare to me. How about you? Does it sound like nuclear warfare to you? And don't you agree that this so-called Holy Bible was not the Word of God, or is not the Word of God, but it is the word of the elitists that control the world then as they control the world now? What do you think? What are your opinions? Because right now, the elitists are setting the stage in motion. They're trying to set it up to where it actually looks like biblical prophecy is being fulfilled. Okay? This is all script, people. This is all game. All of it. Now, where exactly is this game going? I don't know. I really don't know. I guess none of us are going to really know until the shit hits the fan. But I'm going to tell you something. Something's going to happen. And I hope I'm wrong, but I feel like something in the near future is going to take place, and the world as we know it will be changed forever. Leave me some comments in the comment section. Let me know what you think. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Peace and blessings. One love. Quite heavy.